Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Hong Kong Study Circle, Hong Kong Philatelic Society. This is the February meeting for us, and I hope that it's a beginning of a very exciting cycle of meetings. And what I'm going to show right now is some quite interesting information. Right. Okay, so shall I start? Right. I shall start right now. Okay, well, first of all, it's still Chinese New Year celebration in Hong Kong and parts of in the mainland, as well as probably in Chinese Taipei as well. So these are actually the greetings sent by the members of the study circle to me, and some of you might receive the same. It's all traditional with the cherry blossom, you know, the line, and the year of the horse is actually year of the horse. Okay, so these are all little greetings from our members. Okay, Hong Kong Post issued some stamps, of course, but they always issue it before the Chinese New Year. And you can see the date here is January the 5th. They've issued a set of 4 stamps with the denominations of $2.20, $4, $5.40, and $5.50. So and then of course you've got the 2 souvenir sheets, the $10 and $50 souvenir sheet, as well as usual is the snake and horse $100 sheet, which is quite nice with gold foil stamping. So these were issued on the 5th of January, and apparently it actually received quite a lot of attention amongst the collectors of not only Hong Kong but also mainland China as well. So there are people who collect the so-called the 12 zodiac cycle, zodiac stamps, new Chinese New Year stamps, and I'm sure they welcome this set. Okay, just an announcement that I've actually put some well, thanks to Richard Whittington and Pam Pang, who wrote an article in the forthcoming Hong Kong Philatelic Society Journal 30, which is coming out very soon. I've based on their studies, I've actually have a web version of this Hong Kong Post Office Web Type 3, which is actually the Post Office Hong Kong hand stamp. I've listed sort of the known letters of this very rare hand stamp, as well as some information pieces bearing this hand stamp, and also some rather dubious attempts for making this Type 3 hand stamp as well. So you're welcome to look at it. I mean, it's in. You just go into, you don't need a password if you're not a Hong Kong Philatelic Society member. You just go into the Hong Kong Philatelic Society website and go to research article, and then right on top is this survey, what I call survey. Okay. So next, Hong Kong Stampex 2026. I mean, for those of you who happen to be in Hong Kong in about fortnight, and you can go and visit this stamp, our so-called the National Stamp Exhibition in Shanghai. I mean, some of you probably have been to Hong Kong, and it's on the 6th floor of the Shanghai Municipal Building, and they have a hall there which accommodates about a maximum of 150 frames, I think, of exhibits, and then some dealers as well. So we've got some dealers already, some foreign dealers already lined up to our show, and it begins on the 13th of March which happens to be a Friday. But I hope that we're jolly lucky to have many collectors coming to the show, and as per usual, and looking for lucky buys from the dealers. And the Palmares is on the 14th, which is Saturday, and then we finish off with the 15th on Sunday. And on Sunday, we usually have a Hong Kong Study Circle meeting amongst the local members at around 2 p.m. usually. The show actually finishes at 4, but we will have a meeting at 2, just after the jury feedback of the exhibits. So this is a very popular meeting, and many local study circle members turn up to this meeting. So this is the official poster and the logo. And the official poster actually, there's a long story to it, because this is, I think, the 4th version, because it has to be vetted by the post office as well as the exhibition organizer. And then you can see that at first we had some very old stamps, but people say that, some people don't even know where these stamps come from. So we use the Hong Kong, the modern Hong Kong stamps. But by regulation, if you look closely, all the denomination has to be crossed off, despite that it's just on the corner of the stamp. But that's the rule. Anyhow, it's a colorful poster, and its admission is free. And if there are any parents, any children that are actually watching this Zoom meeting, and then all the children will get free souvenirs like stamps and first day covers. So that you just please come in and take a look and see whether just learn how people collect stamps, and there will be lots of people teaching you how to do this and how to do that. So it's always a very popular event amongst the young collectors. Right. Well, what's Hong Kong Study Circle doing at this meeting? Following discussion with several members, we have decided to put up a one frame. I think it's less than 16 sheets, but we decided to put up something called the Hong Kong King George V 1.5 cent postal stationery card exhibit, which is actually pooling the materials amongst I think 4 members. It's not a very, very common card, especially used condition, because the proper usage is to China, but you can get it sent anywhere. But this is although actually if you look at the figures, there seems to be a huge number of cards actually being sold, but you just don't see many of these cards floating around. So it's quite interesting. Well, here's some examples. I can't remember who these actually come from, but they certainly, I can for sure it's not mine. So there's a specimen card, and there's a China.
Get rid of this.
Yeah. So and this is also our member Ian Gibson Smith's website, who has he looked at all the China overprint usages as well. So he's got
It's a bit bigger. So can you?
Yeah. So you can actually click on the QR code and well, you know his website's URL anyway. So these are some of the cards by members, to China. They were sent to China. The left one, this one actually is to Beijing. It's just written in Chinese from Shangwan Post Office, and this one is to Canton. Okay, it's got a Canton single ring index A date stamp on the back. So this is amongst the pages, and there are 2 more. There's 2 other countries which is actually not supposed to be, but they have to add stamps to make up the 4-cent postcard rate. Okay, so this is a straightforward. It's always overpaid by ½ cent because it's 1.5 cent here. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4 cents, so this is the correct rate to Spain. Whereas this one is quite interesting. At first, the sender actually put 1 cent stamp, so it's 2.5 cents. It's underpaid. So I'm not sure what there may be. There's a return of postage hand stamp behind, underneath the stamps, but you know, I think that the owner wouldn't like to lift the stamps up to check. But you know, these, if you check the date is the time is actually different. This is noon, and then I think it's 9:30 or something like that. So there are 2 different dates. Different time. Okay.
Where's that second one going to?
This one is Dutch East Indies.
The Street Indies.
Dutch East Indies. Yeah.
Okay.
Bandung, is it?
Yeah, no, I don't recognize the plate. Bang. No, it's Bang Castle. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. It's not like Jakarta, some big places. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Well, anyhow, because I only get these scans from people, so they're not necessarily bad. I'll tell you when I actually see the actual exhibits. Right. So, oh, hang on. What's this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fine. So I think right at the moment I counted only about 10 pages. So there's still maybe 2 or 3 more sheets, or maybe hopefully we fill up the 16, a frame of 16 pages. But you know, it's still. Well, I mean, you still got 2 weeks to go. People usually just turn up with pages right at the last 2 days of before the show's opening. All right, okay. The talk of the town is this one. I don't know whether you are one of the eBay enthusiast, but you know this item. Well, I mean, look, it looks like a 96. I say it looks like a 96 cents Olive Vista. But is it really? I mean, obviously the seller described it as a 96 cents Olive Vista, lightly mounted mint, which is pretty scarce. I mean, you ask Neil, I mean, he's probably seen that maybe only about 3 or 4 of them have some fine gums on the back, and it actually has asking price of $15,000 and I think it was unsold. I mean, it was listed for about 1 week, and obviously, you know, one hesitates when you have to pay $15,000 for a rare stamp like that on the internet. So I think they had a lot of people looking, and a lot of people commenting on Facebook whether it is actually genuine, or is it actually a Sperati forgery, or not. I mean, certainly not listed as one of the. There's a Mr. Who compiled a list of the mint jubilee stamps. Maybe mint Vista stamps. I think he got about 49 or 50 or something like that. So this is certainly a new find. But anyhow, it's quite interesting, this stamp. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that you know, if somebody actually purchase it, I mean, he certainly should get a certificate from the experts just to check it out whether there's anything. But anyhow, so it actually has a certificate, and apparently it's a 1958 certificate for the BPA. It's got all the signatures. I'm sure that the one actually, the first one is actually Robson Lowe, and the rest maybe Neil could tell us who they are, all sort of old stamp collectors. But actually, it's described in the Hong Kong 1868 96 cents Olive Vista era of color. SG17. I don't know at that time, but it's actually SG18 now, but it was SG17. Maybe was it Aero, but maybe in those days it was actually SG17. Strange word here is mounted mint. You see that? It's a bit weird. In if you see old certificates, they seldom actually use this term mounted mint. Short perfect, right? And it's genuine. So it's rather strange, but it's got a photograph of the stamp and actually stamped. I don't know whether it's deliberate covering of Robbie Lowe's signature or not, but it's just placed there. I mean, why can't it be placed there? I don't know. Maybe just a chance.
It's Lee underneath.
It's Lee,
Which
yeah.
one?
Yeah. Right. So
You should
anyhow,
check out with the BPA, so they got
I
a
have.
record of that
I have.
number.
Luckily,
Oh, you have.
Yeah, I have. Luckily, that the secretary was very, very efficient. I actually asked him what actually certificate 31,984. But unfortunately, or fortunately for me, it actually turned up that the certificate, that number actually belonged to a Finland stamp. So very interesting. And the date is actually not 58 but 57. The date is. So it appears that somebody has actually, the signatures are no doubt genuine because they're all a different color, different color, and it looks like. But it
doesn't mean they're genuine, Andrew.
It doesn't mean they're genuine. Okay, still.
No, if the number's wrong, the cert's wrong. It's quite simple.
Yeah. So the cert is definitely not wrong. They're not correct. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay. So we could go back to that stamp. Hard to tell from a scan, obviously, but it seems quite pale to me. So, but it's just hard to tell because you're just looking at a scan and people can fiddle with the scan to make the color look right. But what is that quite interesting that the seller actually showed the back of the stamp, which has got some mysterious straight lines at the corner. Which, because the majority, I think a lot of the 96-cent stamps have a blue B62, and then it appears to me that somebody actually could use chemicals to remove the B62, and then regum it, and Bob's your uncle. It just looks like a really good, nice copy of 96 cents with all perforations and things like that. You just choose your best copy of the 96 used and remove the blue 62 and then regummed it. So this might be the case, hard to say. I mean, this could be an artifact. I mean, these black marks could be an artifact of scanning. And obviously these lines, but really this you need an expert. I mean, anybody who bought it, who paid 15,000 should ask for a certificate. A recent certificate. Rather than based on a 1958, but the certificate obviously is wrong, so it's a fake certificate. So there you are. So I think it's still online at the moment. So I just going to see whether actually some people will buy it. Well, obviously that price is very attractive, but one would have wondered why somebody with a stamp like that won't to put it in an actual public auction rather than selling it through internet. Anyway, that's
the point, Andrew.
Yeah.
My personal philosophy is on eBay or any online auction, I will buy if it's a known dealer or auction house, because they also sometimes list stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
But if it's an individual or somebody who's unknown, absolutely, I would only buy cheap stuff. I would not buy $15,000 stamps online. I mean, people spend money on Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't believe how bad Facebook is for cheating people.
Yeah.
And everybody just gets sucked in. But if you're spending that kind of money, I want to have it with somebody who would stand by their product, who would let me do the expertization, get a certificate, and get it on condition, and all that. But they're just looking for suckers.
That's right. Yeah, it just looks too good to be true. I mean, just basically. Anyhow, that's we shall see what happens to it. I think it's still online at the moment. Right. So actually, the same seller has another offer of this so-called the 5 cents double overprint on 8 cent. And there's only 6 of them recorded by Richard Gurbridge. and all of them actually use S1, B62, and C1. So, but this one, obviously, it looks like a new discovery, or, so the seller claims, the same seller claims, and you can actually see it looks like, I don't know what you call it, closed double or kiss print or whatever. You can actually see there's another second impression to the right of the 5. Having said that, this is actually another one. I think this one has received RPSL certificate. I think this is actually, with the S1 cancellation, and this appears to be genuine and is being sold in tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, by our member Winston, his sale. So, but if you, by comparison, you can actually compare those 2 stamps.
The basic stamp seems to be a fake, I would say.
Yeah, right. Even the basic stamp is a fake.
Basic stamp looks wrong. All the horizontal lines
are
far too strong.
Yeah. Right. I mean, even I think the overprint is, you can actually see 2 distinct lines, and what the other one is very blurred, right? So there's something wrong. Anyway, okay. Okay, so this one. Again, it's on the internet sale with a Kung Chao and an IPO on the Edward stamps. I got any views about this one? The Kung Chao looks is okay to me, and all the rest of the stamps looks okay to me. I mean, does the IPO actually belongs, or is just somebody just put an IPO there to make it more valuable? Not sure, you see, but it's quite late date as well, 1905. Right.
When did IPO type prints stop? I thought it was like way earlier than 1905.
Yeah, 03. Yeah. So this is very late, for IPO type print. You see,
the horizontal creases look very similar to a Chris Chu forgery.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, there's some horizontal creases, on the card. Right. So it just makes me wonder whether I'm sure the card is genuine. I mean, maybe this one, it could be fabricated, but all the Victoria, Hong Kong, and probably the California, the Cambria arrival is genuine. But there's nothing, it's not that valuable at all. But the whether actually this one, the Kun Chao and the IPO has been added, or I'm not too sure. So that's also from the where. Okay. So,
need to see the there is the back.
Oh. Yeah, there's the back of it. Yeah. So the Hoi Hao, which is Hoi Hao.
What does that do with the Kiang Chao?
Yeah. Hoi Hao and.
What's that got to do with Kiang Chao?
That's right. Okay. Right. This one is just absolutely just for fun. I put it here for fun. And you can see that everything to it, maybe except the stamps are genuine. I think everything's it's fabricated. So this is always comes up on the where, and they always find buyers at relatively cheap. All right, I think that's all I've got. So, any questions? Any comments you want to make on any of the slides? Okay, right. So there you are. Anyhow, good. So again, I wish everybody a happy Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. A very prosperous Chinese New Year. And also Hong Kong Philatelic Society, a very successful stamp exhibition in March. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll stop sharing. Right, okay, so Ingo, would you like to
Sure.
share something?
Yes, I will share a cover that was the one lot that I was able to win at the Garden City auction of Robin Clark's estate. And I had to fight for it. I didn't get it cheaply. That whole auction was a very, very good tribute to Robin's collection. But man, I had to fight for this one. And anyways, I got it.
Yeah.
So this is a rate mystery. I had emailed Richard about it, and I thought I'm glad Richard is on this call, because I've tried everything to try to figure out why is this a 16-cent rate. It's surface going to Manila. It's 1940, pre-war. It's censored, but I cannot figure out a rate. It's not, printed matter wouldn't work. Commercial papers wouldn't work. Certainly postage, regular postage wouldn't work. It should be 20 cents regular postage. And I just put it out to the meeting and say, help. Because it looks genuine, because it's the 1 cent and the 15-cent adhesives put side by side, nicely canceled. Somebody had a reason to put that extra 1 cent stamp on, and I don't know why. Or did I just pay a lot of money for something that's contrived?
I doubt it's from. Okay, it's addressed to assistant secretary treasurer of the bank. No, it's a mining company.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why should it be contrived? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked up my database of Hong Kong King George VI covers. I have a database of all the covers I have. I have 2 other 16-cent covers, but both of them are post-war. And post-war, in the early days, it was 8 cents rate to China. And so I have a double weight 16-cent with a pair of 8 cents going to Canton. And I also have a very late one, 1956, with printed matter going to the United States, and it should have been 15 cents, but they put 2 8-cent adhesives on it, and so it was overpaid by 1 cent. Those are the only other 2 16-cent covers I have. But this pre-war one, it's a mystery.
Richard, any idea?
Richard.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, interesting. My gut feeling is that this is a printed matter. The reason for that, I think postcard rate was 15 cents, which I think may well be the printed matter rate. I don't have it to hand at the moment. Based on the address and the quite deliberate stamp placement, then that would appear to be my best guess. But why someone would, if it was 15 cents, why someone would put another 1 cent stamp on there on a commercial cover is a bit of a mystery to me as well.
Is there something?
Yeah.
Is there any late fee or any fees like that? Late fee would be more than 1 cent, would it?
No, it's not a late fee.
No.
I mean, the printed matter at that time, I think, was 5 cents for 2 ounces.
Wow.
And then it went up. It went up by 2 ounce increments. So you could say
This is
3 times 5 would be 15.
Yeah.
But I can't
It's
make
too
it
small.
work.
Too small for that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
too small.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show any signs of being, the envelope being stretched or anything like that.
There's a little scribble. Looks like it looks like an 8 or something in the middle at the treasurer and the consolidated.
Yes. Yes. I noted that, and it looks like an 8, but
yeah, it looks like an 8.
But there's no 8-cent rate at that time. Like the local rate was 5 cents, and it went up to 8 cents in 1941. So this I thought maybe they misrated it because they thought it was like local 8 cents. But first of all, the date is wrong, and secondly, it's going out of the country, so that wouldn't apply for the 8-cent local rate.
Yeah, very interesting. Have you checked the?
Anyways,
have you checked the contemporary newspaper?
Ingo.
Yes, Simon.
Yes, Simon. I have no idea about this 16 cents rate, but apparently, if you look at the censor label, it seems that there's another label underneath the top one. There's some traces of printed or ink
the two labels
under the office label on top. Because I do not see your real cover, so it seems to me that there are two labels overlapping.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I noticed that too. It seems like somebody put on a censor tape, and then for some reason they over taped it with another censor tape. It looks like it's the same one, the same type.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I don't know if that has a clue to the rate mystery, because censorship never affected the rates.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but yeah,
it's a good observation, Simon. Yeah, I noticed that too. It just looks like it was double taped.
The other thing you might
Anyways,
check out who Bernardo de Souza was, or he's a stamp collector, or.
Yeah, I have to go back to that. I haven't done that amount of research about the sender or the consignee. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, just a little plug for Garden City Auctions. There's more Robin Clark material coming out, and they just listed it on Stamp Auction Network. And there's again, it's going to cost me. There's some fabulous material. They have all the censorship stuff, and a whole bunch of others. There's about 30 lots of really cool Hong Kong postal history, and also still some stamps.
Yeah.
So Garden City Auctions in Victoria, BC.
That's all his holdings, right? Or is the second part?
Yeah.
Or there may be part 3, part 4.
I don't know. I mean, he was definitely a hoarder.
Yeah.
He didn't let anything go. Once he got it, it was gone. It would stayed with him. He didn't, But anyways, he had really cool stuff, and it's nicely written up too. They sell it with his original pages from his collection.
Yeah.
And it's really beautifully done. He did everything in handwriting and described everything really nicely. The only thing he didn't describe was rates. Anyways, thanks for giving me some ideas, but it's going to stay a mystery for a while. So it's one of those things. You hope that you found some kind of a discovery, but probably not.
Yeah. Just accidental 1 cent. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, accidental overpayment.
Yeah, accidental overpayment. Right. So now who's next? I know Simon, you got something to show us?
No, nothing
Not
to
this
show
time.
this time.
Okay. Okay, maybe. Oh, and then we go back to Richard. Then. Richard said that he has something.
Hi there.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do. What happened? What am I doing wrong, Ingo?
Just put your cursor down to the bottom right. There's a little thing that looks like a TV screen. Bottom right. Yeah, you're close.
Yeah.
One more over.
Yeah.
There, that one. Click that. It takes a minute to. There you go.
There's all the junk on the bottom.
There's a view. There's a. Go to display settings at the top.
Yeah, top middle.
Duplicate.
Swap presenter. Yeah, swap presenter. There you go.
All right. Are we all cool with this? Hopefully this isn't to me too boring. Remember, I think in the last meeting I put some Scandinavian covers, and so I thought, I was desperately running out of time. I haven't actually finished it, what I wanted to do, but anyway, this time just some miscellaneous covers with jus'qua markings to Europe in 1946 to 49, just for a bit of fun. See where we get to. So what have we got? Okay, the first one is this series of covers which have a boxed by air to Marseille only. So this one I don't think was recorded by Ian McQueen, and you can see there the stamp in a sort of purplish blue. And in my own records here, then I have these dates from 14th of November 1946 to November 48. It's only known on registered airmail covers. There aren't that many of them, and only known on covers to someone in France.
Yeah, the only other one that uses the word Marseille is in French.
Oh, well, you're getting ahead of me here, Ingo. We'll come to that in a moment. But yes, you're quite right.
Very cool.
The rate here is the rate to Europe was $1.30. Initially, that was via London. So this is a 1 ounce cover. Registration was 25 cents. Okay, so Marseille was one of the stopping points on the BOAC trunk line from Asia, Australia, actually, through to Southampton. And another one was Augusta, which was on the coast of Sicily. And this one is also a boxed one, similar to the Marseille one, and dates here from November 46 until December 47, so a little bit similar to the last one, but again, very few covers known. I've only seen it or have it here on registered airmail covers again, and it is known, of course, to addressees in Italy, but also there is one to an addressee in Switzerland. So that means that the mail was offloaded in Sicily and sent by surface onwards to Switzerland. So
I don't think this one's listed in McQueen either, is it?
No, it's not. No, neither of the first two are recorded. The next one most certainly is recorded.
Richard,
first of all,
for the Wilde Cup.
Interesting one. John Tang sent me an interesting cover, this one, some time ago. But as with many things, they just sit around in my files. I don't do anything positive. This one has the by air to Augusta only marking crossed out, and then by air to London only marking in its place. It came from Shanghai, China, and it was handled in transit at the GPO in Hong Kong on the 12th of November 46. So interesting thing about this is that 9 days later, one of the covers with only by air to Augusta only from Hong Kong, we have an example there. So why did this happen? Well, obviously there are a few possible reasons. Maybe the clerk stamped with the wrong one. It wasn't meant to be used yet, but that's unlikely, given that the Marseilles one was in use from October. Or perhaps there was some rearrangement of the flight schedule of BOAC that meant that mail going into Switzerland, registered mail, could not be offloaded in Italy and had to be sent on to Southampton for handling. Or perhaps there was some reason associated with the origin of the cover from China that meant that it had to go in some particular procedure. Anyway, thank you, John, for confusing me with that. Of course, the usual boxed hand stamp with by air to is the by air to London only, and this is very common, mainly the common on covers or air letter forms to the USA. And the earliest date that I have, and the latest dates are in October 46 until May 47. But interestingly, this hand stamp was only used on ordinary mail, so it was not used in the registered counter in the GPO, which is the opposite of the first two, the Marseilles and the Augusta, where it was only at the registered desk. And these two are the earliest and latest that I have or know of. I think we all know that the subject of jus'qua markings is one that's not been properly addressed in the reference books or anything, sadly lacking in details for people to follow. Even the earliest and latest dates, I would say, are fairly haphazard in the books that we sometimes read. And I think that the dates in this presentation are probably as good or better than those. just as an aside. But here's the earliest and the latest date with that hand stamp. So turning from these, then we come to Ingo's the French pavillon marking to Marseille. And the dates I have for that are in June 47 until June 49. So it was in use for quite some time. Again, it was only known on ordinary airmail covers or air letters. And again, only known on covers with addressees in France. So logically, based on this, we can surmise that Marseille was the office of exchange for destinations in France. It's fairly obvious, I guess. Sorry.
Richard, according to your first cover, which is 1946 to Marseille, at that time it was an airline, BEA, British European Airline, operating from London to Marseille. It was not that many flights going to Marseille. So probably the mail went through London or somewhere in UK and then flown to Marseille from London.
I don't think so. If
No.
that was the case, then it would have had a different marking.
I think
Yeah, Richard, I think Marseille.
I think it was almost.
Which airline would have brought the cover to Marseille? It was nothing
BOAC.
operating from Asia to Marseille.
BOAC.
It was the refueling spot for the flying boats operating on the Dragon route. It was Marseille. But I suspect if they were using land aircraft, they would not go into Marseille. Same with Augusta, it will be a marine landing there. So it's flying boats still, but they were phased out in the mid-1940s and replaced with land aircraft. So you get different points then.
I think almost certainly these were on the route from Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, that's flying boats at that stage.
By flying boats, either BOAC, which was only one flight a week, or RAF feeder into India, and then onward, onward on the mainline. So they're definitely, and they wouldn't have come via London.
No, but the mainline service out of India was not using flying boats necessarily.
No.
They were using Lancastrians and various other converted wartime stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Thanks for this one is Pavillon, Hong Kong, and then which is a type 26 McQueen. They're all McQueen types, so it's a known type, but with Augusta in manuscript. And we know these from July 47 until March 48. And again, only on ordinary airmail covers. And in this particular case, I've only ever seen it on addressees to Italy, but as we'll come to later, Augusta was also used for offloading mails for Switzerland and presumably Austria. So I think once we've gone through this, then you'll see the point of that. So the manuscript one disappeared in March 48 and was replaced by an Augusta hand stamp. So this was a combination of the McQueen type 26 and what he calls the type 38, which was just a hand stamp with Augusta, as shown here. And this is known for a short period of time from May until July 1948. again, only ordinary covers, and it's known on covers to Italy and Switzerland. So why was it short-lived? That's because in August 1948, they changed the air route, BOC air routes, from Augusta to Rome. So the last flight through Augusta was the 9th, departing Hong Kong on the 9th of August. And the first one via Rome was on the 12th of August. So that gives us the flick from Augusta to Rome. And as I mentioned earlier, the trunk route stops, refueling stops, etc., in Europe were Augusta or Rome, Marseille and London. So the change to Rome, then they, for some reason, I mean, it can't have been very difficult to find a hand stamp with Augusta or Rome, but really, I think it would take Andrew about 1.5 hours to get one from Western Central. Anyway, this one with Roma in manuscript from August 48 until May 49. And again, we inhabit 2 addresses in Italy and Switzerland, but only on ordinary airmail. No registered examples that I know of. And then, of course, they managed to find a hand stamp with Roma, and this is McQueen type 37, which is in combination with the type 26, as before. And this was only for a very short period of time, in September 1949. Again, only no registered covers or letters, and addressees Italy and Austria. So that comes to the conclusion that Rome was the office of exchange for Italy and also Austria and Switzerland. I think these office of exchanges, I don't have them, but I saw them years ago, where there was a listing of the offices of exchange in either the post office guide or the annual report. And I can't remember which, but I can find that out. It was one of the things that I wanted to do, but I didn't have enough time. So that takes us all the way through with those kinds of markings to Europe. Other countries, then Scandinavia, we dealt with last meeting. So Belgium and the Netherlands, basically they went via London, and there's covers with markings via London and all that stuff. Germany, I'm not sure actually. For some strange reason, I haven't seen one or two perhaps. And Eastern Europe also is a bit of a mystery as to where they were unloaded. My guess is that Germany was in London, and that Eastern Europe may also have been London at these earlier times. Some of the questions that came to my mind is that it would be great if anybody has any of these types of covers that to help in our collective understanding. Just sort of let me know, and I'd be very happy to update everything and sort of publish it somewhere or whatever in due course. That would be great, particularly registered covers. As we've gone through this, we've seen that the registered ones, which did not get unloaded in London, are a large mystery. So it would be great if anybody had any registered covers with jus'qua markings for the period 46 to 49 and to 49. It'd be great if they could come forward with examples. That would be brilliant. The question is that there were airmails before October 46, which is the first one we mentioned in the first slide, but we don't have any markings. So the question there is what happened before October 1946 with mails like these that were sent to destinations like these. So many questions which hopefully people will come forward and help us to understand this neglected area of postal history. Help us all out a bit. And just finally, as Andrew started, a happy New Year to everybody. And let's hope that the year of the horse is a kind one to us all. Thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, I am a horse, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, and I'm not 84 yet.
Richard.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Richard, on the question,
Richard,
there is McQueen's work was updated by a gentleman called Terwell, or Terwelle. I presume he was a Dutchman, Terwelle, though he seemed to work out of the United States at least some of the time. I think you may even have a copy, and that
I have, yes. Here it is.
And that is updated nowadays on the web by Piyush Kaitan, who is something of a name, I believe, in Indian philately. And that does have them by air to Marseille only boxed hand stamp listed.
It does, yes. You're quite right. I've got it. I have it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, it does.
What's the name of that author?
Well,
Jan C. Terwelle.
But the website is www.jus'qua.org, and jus'qua is just all one word. And it's all in there as well.
Okay, thank you. That's a good resource. I have quite an accumulation of jus'qua covers. I actually wrote them up for another publication, a Canadian publication. So, Richard, I'll be sending you some ideas and maybe some thoughts about how we can organize this. I'm very interested to get that story properly documented. Not just post-war, but pre-war, there was all kinds of by air to Office of Exchange only, including manuscript markings and also some stamped ones. So, and I agree, what's listed in Proud is very unreliable. I mean, he just copied the early McQueen book, and then McQueen updated his book, and that already put a lot of things out of date in Proud. But I didn't know about the Terwelle. Okay, great.
Yeah, no, I think it's an area that needs attention, really.
I'll be in touch.
For the pre-war ones, I have quite a lot also. There's umpteen different offices of exchange that were used, Africa, and, many.
Maybe you guys could do a special, just a jus'qua marking presentation in the near future. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know about the near.
Huh?
It may take some time to get that all together. But what I'll do, Richard, I'll send you my article.
Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah.
And then we'll go.
Okay, right. Any questions from anybody? Those actually, Richard, you showed those, the Roma and the Augusta hand stamps are not so common. You seldom see.
No. Some of it. I think the Roma hand stamp one, that's quite rare.
Yeah. The manuscript.
I mean, there's not so many of the others, but
yeah. But why do you think they made a hand stamp? Finally, just sick and tired writing by hand. Or?
Well, I don't understand the process of doing it. I understand the manuscript one at the beginning of Augusta, and then once the hand stamp had been done there, I mean, they would have known that it was being changed to Rome. Yeah. Rome Airport had been around for quite a long while, and BOAC just changed their schedule to go there instead of Sicily. And I'm staggered that they then didn't have a hand stamp with Roma, which cost you about 15 cents or something in Western. Why they then had to go to a manuscript one for quite a period of time before they got round to using a Roma hand stamp. Yeah.
But why is the change, the switch from Augusta to Rome?
Well, that was a change of schedule by BOAC. They changed stopping point.
Yeah, why?
But I'm not 100% sure, but my guess is it was the aircraft.
Okay.
Because Rome would be a land.
Okay.
Land airfield.
Yeah, land.
And by that time, sort of Marseilles would have been changed to land as well. So it was all moving away from seaplanes.
A switch from seaplane to land aircraft. Huh.
I think so, but I'm not 100,000% sure.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
There was a marine airport at Rome on one of the lakes because Imperial Airways used it pre-war.
Yeah. So it might, yeah. It's just something that can be checked out. It can be checked out quite easily.
But Rome would be a more commercially attractive calling point, I would imagine, than Augusta.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think in later times they used Frankfurt as an intermediate point, but I'm not sure of what and when.
It might have taken quite a bit of time post-war to actually get Rome Airport back into a state where it could be used. It was certainly bombed.
I thought that as well, Duncan. And then I saw somewhere yesterday that Cathay Pacific were flying from Rome to Hong Kong about 2 years before the change that we've mentioned.
It's too early for that.
I think it's 2 years. I'll check. I'll send it through to you. It was in one of the post office reports.
Right. I think that might have been an intention rather than an actuality.
No, it said the first flight was reporting a first flight.
So we're talking 46-ish.
I'm not sure whether it's 46, but it was. I remember it being much earlier than the date that it flicked from Augusta to Rome with BOAC. I'll find it. I'll send it through to you.
Right, actually.
Right. Okay. Anybody want to show anything? Something? No? Okay. Right. So we're kind of a slightly short meeting here. And while our next meeting would be in March 19th, 1 week, because the previous week was Hong Kong Stampex, so everybody would be busy. And we moved to 19th of March for our meeting, and hopefully I or somebody could give a report of this very popular show of ours. which at the moment appears to be oversubscribed. I mean, for the first time in so many years. I mean, there's so much interest in the show. Actually, not from the local exhibitors. I think we accept exhibitors from the mainland as well. I think there's a lot of interest from the mainland. So, which is in a way is good because it provides a lot of different exhibits for people going to the exhibitions to see. But yeah, it's going to be quite, I think, a popular exhibit in March. Anyhow, well, of course, there's Boston coming up in May. I'm sure Ingo, do you want to say something about the Boston exhibition? It's much closer to that.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any Hong Kong activity there.
No.
We just don't have a lot of members in the United States anymore. And I mean, I'm the Canadian commissioner, so I'll be there for sure. But we had to deal with customs issues. They seem to be resolved, but things change so much from one day to the next in that country these days that, even my exhibitors who've given me their commitment and paid their fees are worried about whether I'm going to be able to get the exhibits across the border without any hassles. But other than that, the show itself is shaping up to be a spectacular event. There's all kinds of events happening and group meetings, and there's a group now called Collaboration Crew. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. They originated with one of the PTS marketing lady, Suzanne. I forget her last name. Anyways, she has originated with a few other prominent philatelists a concept called Collaboration Crew, which is to have philatelists from around the world collaborate and work together across different silos, let's say, different societies working together, different clubs working together, different federations working together to break down barriers, to get younger people interested, and also to give ideas for how we can continuously improve philately and make things better. And it's a pretty interesting group, and I've joined it, and we're going to be having some meetings there in Boston, but we have online meetings on a regular basis. So collaboration, I think, is a watchword for our future. It's a wonderful thing. Also, another thing that's big at these shows is post-crossing. There's always meetups, so people who send postcards to random people around the world. When you go to a show and they have a meetup, you have like a room with maybe 100 people, of which maybe 40% are stamp collectors and the rest are just people who like to send postcards to strangers. And it's a really cool concept to get people involved with using stamps, writing letters, and so on. So there's all kinds of that kind of action for the furtherance of philately going on. But I am looking forward to all the socialization at the show, and of course the Palmares and everything. But first, I got to get across the border.
Right. Okay. All right. Good. So
Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
Sorry, Richard. With Duncan's question earlier, I've managed to track down the fact that the Cathay first flight from Rome to Hong Kong was 7th of February 1947.
Ah, okay. Right. Yeah. What kind of aircraft would that be?
Well, you should know if you want to say anything.
No idea.
Yeah.
It's just
probably a DC-2s, 3s.
Yeah,
It's what
DC,
they initially
first,
started
DCs
with.
on-
the initially, yeah.
Right. It's
So
kind of
that was
like,
in the Postmaster's monthly reports.
Yeah. Well, there's one of them. One of these DC, I can't remember what numbers, is real actual aircraft displayed at the Hong Kong airport by Cathay.
Yeah.
The very first flights. They were, I don't know, it was just one of these DC type aircraft.
Yeah, Manila.
Yeah. Anyway, good. Finally, I want to mention that the Wilde Cup and the Webb Cup are looking for entries. So just keep digging and find something new. As you know, the Wilde Cup is for new discoveries, and the Webb Cup is for the best publication. So keep digging and see whether you got some nice items. And I gather that I think the study circle will have a board of people, just several members will actually start looking at the entries, because we don't want duplications. We just want really sort of a new discovery rather than some old discovery and then re-entered again as new. So I think Ingo has volunteered, haven't you? To be one.
What's
of the
that?
entries. We want to vet the entries, right?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of correspondence about that. I believe mine was a first time, but I think John Wilson's was a second attempt. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the whole thing works anymore. It used to be better organized. They had an actual prize given. When I got my first Wilde Cup win in the mid-90s for a detained cover, I asked after a while, okay, I'm in Canada. I know I'm not getting my name on the cup. What do you got?
Yeah.
So they sent me a medal eventually.
That's right.
But I don't know, like if it's over, like when it was all British, that was one thing. But once it became a worldwide organization, I think they sort of lost some of the I don't know, organization of dealing with overseas members. Yeah. But I have a question about that from the Hong Kong Philatelic Society, Andrew. We can correspond one-on-one later, but I just want to know, like, what do I need to do to get the journal? I haven't gotten the journal since 2019.
You have to ask the editor what's going on with the journal, because I mean, it seems that I think the postage is the main issue. I think he's trying to work out with a committee. I think we could actually discuss at a committee meeting next week and see what happens. Because a lot of people. Why don't you just write in? What issues you haven't got, and then those people needing those issues, we will. All back copies are all available.
Because I'm willing to pay for postage. I'm not looking for free postage. I just want to get the journals. But
sure. You want a hard copies, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all available. They're all available.
That's good. That's
and
good.
You don't mind getting it by sea or service mail. It might be a bit cheaper.
Whatever.
It takes about 3 months or something. It's not. Can wait. You can wait. It's not a long time nowadays.
I've been waiting since 2019, so
airmail to Canada nowadays seems to take over 3 weeks, ridiculously long, and so anyhow, we work something out at the next committee meeting. Okay, so see what, because
I'll send you a note.
Several members actually haven't received any hard copies at all. And of course, if you want electronic copies, soft copies, it's easy. I mean, you just, got the files. But, a lot of people actually prefer to have the hard copies because it's more colorful and actually it's very, very nice printed journal.
Yeah, certain publications are better to have in hard copy. I do like soft copy for certain things, but for something like an annual journal, to me, it's got to be paper.
Right. Okay, fine. We'll please write to us. Okay, please. Okay. So we know what numbers you're missing, and then we can coordinate and see how to send it, and whether you need to pay for it or the society will partly pay for it or whatever. Okay, we'll work something out anyway. Right.
We'll make a deal.
Yeah, sure. Or maybe if you come to Hong Kong next time, I'll give you a whole pile.
Write some articles for the journal. That's a secret. That's the secret.
Richard always get your free copy, right? All right. Well, that's. I think members do get the journals, but I think they. I don't know what happened because I was not on the editorial. I'm not one of the persons dealing with the distribution of the journals. It just may have been that you have to send the postage to the treasurer, and then for us to send you the journal, because the journal nowadays is quite heavy. So I mean, by airmail, it certainly costs something like I don't know, maybe $10 for each copy to send. It's very, very, very costly by air. Anyhow, I think if you have a number, I mean, sending it by maybe FedEx is probably cheaper. Yeah, because
if there's a bunch of them, it'll.
I'm sure it is. I mean, you have to say maybe 3 or 4 journals together. You probably send it by post. It probably cost you something like $30-40, and you might as well send it by FedEx. Yeah,
you get some nice high value. There's some nice high value definitives.
$50, like the snake and horse souvenir sheet.
Yeah.
You seldom find them used, mate. It's very rare. I mean, the proper postage usage of the sheets are very rare. Anyway, okay. So do start looking for appropriate entries for the Webb and Webb Cup, and I'm sure that Ingo or Joe would be welcoming your entries as soon as possible. Probably. When's the deadline? You remember? April, is it? For the April journal, publish something in April.
Yes, the April journal will make a call for submissions.
Yeah.
And I forget what the deadline is. It has to be
next one. The meeting
probably for July, because the decision is made at the Repton meeting in September.
July,
Yeah.
Andrew, am I confused? But I vaguely recall from years gone by that the Webb Cup is by people independently saying who should be nominated, whereas the Wilde Cup you can put it in yourself if you want. Is that still correct?
Yeah. The Webb Cup,
Webb Cup is nominated.
It's nominated, yeah. But usually, if you have a new publication related to Hong Kong, then you probably get it. You don't get a new publication every year. Or maybe that actually should. I think we should narrow it down to maybe some research articles or something like that, or monograph. Because writing a book, I mean, it's a major undertaking. So I think we should.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, you can't write a book in 1 year. I mean, if you want to win every year, you write a book every year. It's all impossible for those kind of research. I think we might actually. I think articles. I think many years ago, I think the Hong Kong Philatelic Society Journal has actually won the Webb Cup before. So I mean, it was just a journal and not a major publication. But anyway, I think
I won it before for articles.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's a bit better. Yeah. Okay, so right, let's do that. Think about it and keep digging. And I'm sure that there are lots of new finds around that will go for a couple. By the way, Ingo actually mentioned the bit about the Webb. Obviously, the overseas, actually the cups. I don't know who has got the cups, but I think that both of them are in the UK. If I'm correct.
They're both within 2 feet of me.
Oh, really? Really? Oh, I don't know what I have to do now. But you see, what happened for overseas members, we used to send them a bronze medal. Okay, but you only can get a medal once, because you're supposed to engrave every win on the medal. I mean, I don't know if you win it 5 times or 10 times, they will run out of space on the medal, but I don't know what happened to that. Maybe we send you a parchment with your name written on it. Anyway, so and then there's also the thing is who has got the honor medals? Have they run out of medals or something?
They ran out, Andrew. They ran out and didn't have the die to produce any more.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Okay. And there was a long discussion and meetings that got nowhere. It was going to be very, very expensive to replace them.
Not nowadays. I think if we could actually do something in maybe in the mainland.
They wanted it in
the
original sort of brass.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, same. I think it can be done fairly cheap. I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked into it, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, I was on the committee, the organizing committee for KPEX 22, and we got medals from Vietnam.
Yeah.
And it was like super cheap, even with postage and everything. It was like, less than $1 a medal or something. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, look at how many exhibition medals, the bronze, where they're made of bronze or brass or something. I don't think they're that expensive because I think the study circle one is very, very, very nicely produced. And I'm sure there's maybe a tenner or something each, even in those days. But I think now, I mean, if you say, explore places like Vietnam or even the mainland or maybe Taiwan or something like that, you could get something that looks almost the same, maybe slightly lighter. I don't know, but it can be done.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I'll look into that and I'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm sure that it won't cost that much because we have our own Hong Kong stampex. We produce our own Hong Kong stampex medals every year. And I don't think that costs a lot of money. But obviously, that's not as nice as the study circle medal, which is very chunky.
I think part of the problem was they didn't hold the copyright to it. The firm that manufactured it originally did.
Really? Okay. So
there was an issue over getting them. They retained it. Peter Ball was secretary then, and he ended up with a long correspondence that went nowhere in the end.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll email each other and discuss what to be done. Anyway, it's good to see you all, and I wish you all a very good health and lots of fortunes to be made. And the lucky finds, the stamp shows, and and now I wish you all a happy morning and afternoon and evening, and it's good night for me, and I'll see you in March around 19th, I believe. Okay, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, Andrew.
Bye.
Okay, see you
Great to see everybody.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.